sure your cell phones are off. Otherwise, we'll show you a video of what might happen to you. Today is, we're going to take questions on iMovie and iPhoto, and we will try to answer them amongst all of us. I will not probably know all the answers, but we'll try. I did have a few questions that came in prior to the meeting, and I'll ask for questions probably right now, and continue the list. This is the iLife meeting for usually iPhoto, iMovie, and it normally occurs on the fourth Wednesday of the month. Anybody here who has never been here before? And how did you, can you give us your name, please?
McGregor's from Iowa, and we read your column in the paper.
Well, that's this gentleman right over here,
read his column.
our president.
Here's our check.
The guy in the back row, Don.
There's talking to Ruth.
Okay.
Anyway, Don in the back row will take your check. There he is, right there. Okay, and you heard about us through Jerry's column. Anybody else? And your name?
Roger Bonner. I'm also from Iowa.
Oh my God. Welcome, Robert. Robert, how'd you hear about us?
Riviera Golf Estates.
Riviera.
Golf Estates.
Somebody tell you about us?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Don.
Okay.
It wasn't Mike or Jim or Penny. It was Don.
It was somebody. Bill, come up to the front, please. I'm asking the people that sent questions in the city, from the middle towards the front. Okay. Do we have any questions from the audience? We have quite a few that I've already received, and I'll take more.
Let me,
Except from Don. What?
for the two people from Iowa who are going to join today, you will get as soon as Don processes it, you'll get an email from me telling you about our classes. We are in the midst of our course season, and the class, which is scheduled for Monday, the 2nd of February, is going to be on pages. So if you want to learn something about pages, then you do need to enroll. There are a few openings left in it.
Yeah, this, I would encourage everybody that, well, Pages is most likely on your Apple computer if you bought it recently. I think it's a free app, isn't it? And it's a great program.
It's $10 if you didn't buy it.
Right, and it pretty much can replace Word, Microsoft Word, and it'll probably do everything you need it to do. And this is going to be a really good class. Scott does a really great job of presenting this class on Pages. He's done it for the last 3 or 4 years. So if you're not taking it, you might want to consider taking it. The class that I'm supposed to teach, I'm kind of concerned about because the software has not even come out yet. It's supposed to be the new iPhoto program that really connects between iOS devices and OS devices. So we'll have to play that one by ear right up until the end. But we'll have the class, and if it's not exactly that, we'll cover other issues. Yes?
I'm Linda Kolb, and I have this ongoing project I've been trying to work on with 3,000 photos from a trip to New Zealand. And I was wondering whether to organize, there are a bunch of them I have to delete, and I have them on my hard drive. Is it better to work on that under the contact preview, or to go ahead and plunge into iPhoto?
It's up to the individual.
Because I was afraid that if I did it in an iPhoto, then I'd sort of be stuck in iPhoto and not be able to do something with the pictures.
No, you can delete them, or we'll cover that, we'll talk about that.
And
So,
should I wait until Photos comes out before I do anything?
So we're
Because I have a
talking about-
feeling this is going to take me a while.
We're talking about really deleting photos in iPhoto and how you get rid of them permanently.
Well, and what I can do with what's in iPhoto once I've got everything organized within that.
That's like a 3-hour class.
Right. Or I'll wait, or should I wait for Photos, the new application?
I don't know.
Yeah.
There'll be some similarities between.
I did find out why the person I was going to pay to do it could never get it in the right order, because when I looked at what date they thought it was created, a lot of them were created, it said they were created in 1969. So I think that might have something to do why there was a problem.
Any other questions? Ruth? We've already got yours. So have they changed?
No, this is just a different one, you need questions.
Okay, when we get to you, we'll cover the new question. Yes?
Yeah, I'm Eckhart. I have a question. I've taken a few photos recently with my iPhone, also some videos. When the photos are not bright enough, it's easy to edit them and brighten them. But in order to do something with videos that are not bright enough, can I edit them in iMovies, and how do I do that?
Can you edit them in what?
In iMovies, or where would I edit those videos? To add brightness.
You can do that in iMovie.
That's what, I think so too. That's what he's asking. Can you
Right.
edit them?
So you want to make them more, adjust,
Right.
like,
See, edit here in iPhoto.
Can I edit the video in iPhoto?
okay, Don.
Yeah, Don Heacock. On iPhoto, previously, my wife's iPhone photos downloaded both to her laptop, but it was Mavericks, and we have a spare desktop that I have her account on, and photo stream downloaded to both. I bought her a new computer, it comes with Yosemite, and no photos download to Yosemite. Is it like iTunes where you have to authorize it or deauthorize? The same thing happened to my photos on my Lion computer. Used to download, now it no longer downloads to my new iMac. I haven't had a chance to call Apple Carrier yet when I do results. Here might be an answer for the same problem.
Yeah, I have the same problem. I was at the Apple store. They were helping me download my 900 photos from my phone to my Mac. It kept getting stuck. We then took them section by section and thought we were downloading them, and I got home from the Apple store. I only could get a 30-minute time slot at Coconut. And I got home, and every day, all the photos are on the screen, and it says, I can't, wait till the photos download. And it doesn't ever go away, so I have an appointment at Friday.
Yes.
Don, in iCloud, one of the options, one of the things you pick is photos, and there you have to tell it to select for photo sharing. So you gotta turn that on inside iCloud.
Both of them are checked, except I didn't check upload to the cloud, but the download one is checked, and there's 2 check boxes if you check.
I'm not sure, but I've never had a problem with that. I really don't know the answer to that one, but we can discuss it because maybe somebody in the room. But you know where to go for that? You go to the system preferences and you go to iCloud.
Right.
And you make sure that iPhotos is checked and iCloud.
It is checked in the options.
But check the options. You also get the options.
Yeah, they're both checked.
Yeah.
And you hit the options,
Yep,
my photo stream and iCloud photo sharing.
yep. And if I may ask a second question about scrolling in iTunes. I don't know what Apple has, I know what they have against the vertical scroll bar. They want everything to be iPad-like. But my question is about scrolling in iTunes. How can you, they offer a selection to click and go to the place where you clicked on the scroll bar, but on my iTunes, there is no scroll bar on one of my computers. So if you don't have a scroll type device, if you have like a Jerry's mouse or my mouse, which is a trackball, it's difficult to get, you have to search for something instead of just clicking on the approximate location on the scroll bar.
I think Don might have to switch back to Microsoft. Right.
I think I know the answer to your question.
Don, in system preferences, I think it's general. There is a place where you, one of the options is to say what about the scroll bar, and there's a checkbox there that makes, you want to make sure you got checked. System
General?
preferences, general.
Top left,
I click, jump to the spot that's clicked,
Oh,
but there is no scroll bar. On one of my computers on
well,
iTunes, there's no scroll bar.
okay, I use automatically based upon mouse or trackpad. That's the checkbox I use.
Yeah, and it works with your mouse. You don't have do you have, if you move your finger on the top of your mouse, does it scroll?
Yes?
Oh, okay.
so have you got that one checked off?
I have it. What does it say? I can't read it.
Automatically based on mouse or trackpad.
I'll try that.
That should do it. Yes, Marilyn?
And as far as the photo stream, if you go into, I'm trying to read my own notes here. If you go into Photos in System Preferences, you go into Select Photos in System Preferences,
Is it,
iCloud,
wait a minute, system preferences,
but, yeah, no,
iCloud,
Select Photos,
iCloud,
iCloud,
photos,
okay. Then, okay, you should have that checked.
he's got photos.
Okay, go to Options. Okay, and then you have My Photo Stream and iCloud Sharing. Then in iPhoto or Aperture, you choose Preferences iCloud and select your options there. And there you have My Photo Stream,
Wait a
automatic.
second, let's go
okay,
there. iPhoto preferences,
Right,
cloud,
iCloud. Okay, then you have automatic import, automatic upload, and photo sharing. So you might want to check those. To see if
My
it,
thing, I don't care if I store photos in the cloud. I don't have that upload checked.
but you have to, under My Photo Stream, well, those are just the options that I see there.
yeah, but if you're gonna share them, they have to be in the cloud.
Right.
Yeah, I don't care about sharing.
No, but I mean,
No,
that's
but
how
if you wanna
photos
see them
are
on-
there.
If you want to see them on another computer, you got to share them.
Oh,
You
that's
got
called
to do it through
sharing.
the cloud.
Right,
That's called sharing.
right.
My iPhone is always in the cloud. My iPhone is in the cloud. So,
Well, I think
they're
those are
already
some
there.
options.
Why do I have to select something else?
Well, no, we gotta make sure that
They used
these
to
are,
come to all of our computers, is my point, and they no longer,
we'll make sure all these are checked,
You have to check it on the other computer to make sure.
each computer separately.
all right, I'll check it, thank you.
Yeah, Linda, I'll get you 1 second. Yes,
Well, Davidson, I'm having trouble with my computer. It says I have emails in it, and it says I have 12 or something like that. and I cannot access them at all.
This is iPhoto and iMovie day.
Well, this is not, not entitled.
So maybe Jerry can answer that after the meeting.
You get your,
George, does he have an Apple Air?
computer, not this.
Does who have an Apple Air?
The person that
Well,
spoke,
he couldn't access their emails, and I wondered if he has an Apple Air.
I don't know who you're talking about.
the one that just spoke over here.
Oh, he's over, right, Walt, right here.
Yeah.
What about?
You have an Apple Air?
Pardon?
No, Apple Air. No, he's got an iMac and an iPad.
Okay.
Marilyn, and I just saying, I have tens of thousands of photos. You mean if I check upload to the cloud, it's gonna want to upload all of my photos to the cloud?
No. No,
And
only
look
the
at
current,
Bob Kennedy. Imagine how
No,
many photos he has.
no. It only uploads the ones that you take on a device.
No, it'll upload others also. That's what some of those check marks are for. You can determine when you're checking them off which ones you want.
That's why
But
you
it'll
have,
only take, what, a maximum of what?
Well, they say 1,000,
1,000.
but sometimes not.
but I thought he was saying he wanted to get the ones from his iPad onto his computer, right?
Right, I want to get it on more than one computer, which it used to do from my iPhone or iPad, I guess, I don't think.
Well, I'll have to read this more carefully while we're,
You really have to get those things checked, and, but there's a maximum amount that will go.
there's a way to check it so it only goes from your device to your computer and not the other way around.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, I think you
Can
can.
you demonstrate that, George? Show us how to do that?
Well, Marilyn's gonna study
I don't know,
it.
I just took it from my notes here, but I have to think about
She's
it.
gonna study it.
Thank you.
So what we're really talking about, I don't even know what I am.
Lost control, George.
And George, there was one more hand up here in front of me. on the
Wait a minute.
subject.
Oh, iPhoto.
We're gonna stop taking questions in a second so we can cover something, okay?
I just
Lin-
want-
Linda first.
I have, I think, a simple question. I was looking at a slide show that I have done in the past, and where I picked the photos for it, everything's in the right order and in line. And when I went to the slideshow, some of the pictures needed to be rotated. And I didn't understand why, if where I picked them and they're all in right order, why the slideshow had pictures that needed to be rotated.
So that, we're talking about iPhoto, right?
Yes.
And you were making a slideshow. And they rotated, right?
Yes, but the clips that I had picked are all the way they should be, but when I do the slideshow, it doesn't. When I look, it needs to rotate.
I think we have one more question back there.
I just would like elaboration on what you mean with the maximum of 1,000. 1,000 per download, 1,000 total?
1,000 total.
Oh, what's that?
1,000 total in iCloud?
In your, what they call photo stream.
Oh, in photos.
Okay, let me start with, I want to start with some of the questions I had. One was, the first question we're going to try to answer is the one from last week. And then we'll go through the list. I had a few questions before the ones that we just got. We'll see how far we can get, whether or not we can answer them. The question was, how can you send a titled album or slideshow of 26 photos to a group of recipients use email share. Okay, let's, and then the rest of that question was using mail share command and/or mail export command in Yosemite operating system. Where does the information go when export is used, and so forth. Okay, so let's start off with, you have 26 photos that you want to do what with?
I wanted to, I created an album. I wanted to send the entire album to the
Okay.
recipients, and I included myself to see if the job got done.
Okay. So I'm gonna go open up,
Is this from the
I-
Mac?
what?
Is this from the Mac?
MacBook.
No, MacBook Pro. Okay,
Okay,
on Safari.
all right. All right, so I have a bunch of pictures here. I have 27 photos. I'm gonna pick about,
I have the answer to
I'm gonna pick 15 photos. I'm gonna go to share. There's a number of ways of doing this. I'm going to share. The first simple way to do it is to email it. Okay? So can you see what I'm doing?
Oh, I can. I'll just
Okay.
what I did.
Go to mail. This opens up.
What I had, the screen that opened up first was the drop-down screen. The one in my Apple
I
ID.
can't hear you.
I got a drop-down screen first of all before I got this type of page, and it wanted my Apple ID and my password. And the mistake I made, in retrospect, is I gave him my login password instead of my Apple password. So then I kept getting, in this cycle where it said your Apple ID and your password don't match.
Okay, watch what I'm doing. Did you go to, before you did even this, you would need to go to preferences. And down here where it says email photos using, you have a choice of iPhoto, Mail, or Microsoft Outlook. On this computer, I have iPhoto. Is that what you have checked?
Okay, well, I didn't go to that.
Okay. So you need to have, if you want to send them, you have a choice of send, you can use the program to send them through iPhoto or through mail. So let's assume you're going to check off iPhoto.
Is there a difference ultimately? how you do that?
One, well, I'll show you the difference here in a second. If I check mail, okay? If I check mail, and I go to share, and I go to mail, it's going to ask me, first of all, the size, okay? And if you see here where it says size, based on your provider, how much space, what size can you send?
Probably small.
You can probably send up maybe to 5 megabytes.
With Yosemite and mail, you don't have to worry about sending a big file, because Yosemite, in mail, Yosemite will, if it's a big file, it will put it in the cloud, and then they will send a link for your mail.
In fact, I went to iCloud when you were talking to Don, and I didn't like what it said, that someone, if I sent those pictures, they could monkey around with them. So I didn't want to go that route with share, and that's why I switched to export.
Forget about export. Okay, so right now, you have a choice of using mail or iPhoto. So let's go back. Let's go back here. I'm going to choose, which one do you want me to choose to use?
Well, obviously you have it set up for mail,
I can change it.
but do iPhoto then. Because that's what I.
No, I have it, actually, I had it checked. I use iPhoto.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes. So I go to preferences, and down here where it says email photos, make a choice. So we're going to use iPhoto. Okay? I go to share, everybody with me? I go to mail. This pops up. All the photographs are here that I highlighted. You have to highlight the photographs. Over here, I have a choice of size, small, medium, large, actual size, or optimized. And it'll tell you for each one of these that you pick over on the left-hand side at the bottom, what size they are. So Comcast, so Jerry says it doesn't make any difference. But anyway.
That's for mail. I don't know about.
Mail, okay. But I would stay probably under 5. And it depends upon, are you just sending the pictures for the people to view them, or do you want them to work on them?
Just to view them.
Okay, well then you can use small too.
Sure.
It doesn't make any difference. Actually, I don't know why at this particular time all these other stock snapshots and corkboard are not open. But I'm using right now Classic. Okay, you put in your address and you send.
George, does that have access to your contacts file? When you type it, are you using contacts, or do you have to type in the full email addresses?
No, it has,
It's supposed to be previous recipients,
what?
previous recipients.
What about previous?
That's what it's showing you.
Right, right.
That's not the same as contacts.
No.
So I guess that would be the difference between using the photo program or using mail. Mail would be, you could get into your contacts.
Now, you said those have to be highlighted as well?
What?
These photos that you have in front, you said those have to be highlighted?
These?
Yes, when you're going through.
No, we already given them.
Oh, just to get them there, oh, sure.
No, just to get them.
Oh.
Yes.
Could you go into iCloud again?
In photo,
No, just in iCloud.
through preferences?
Yeah.
Which preferences?
System preferences, iCloud. Okay, go into photos, photo options. Okay, it tells you there for iCloud sharing, you share photos with just the people you choose and let them add photos, videos, and comments. So if you send it that way, it's only to the people that you choose.
But we're not in the sharing yet. That sharing, I haven't covered sharing.
Okay, but that's what I wanted to say, it doesn't go to everybody, it just
Right.
goes to the people you choose.
Right. The email will go to the people, whoever you want to send it to.
Right.
Now, I have sent a group of photos like you have on the screen, but I wanted to send it as one body. In other words,
She made a photo album and put music with it.
yes.
She was trying to send an album with the music accompanying it.
So you have to make,
Rather than a bunch of
okay,
individual
let me get to
photos.
that.
So that was what she was actually trying
I have done that.
Okay, so you can do this?
Yes.
Okay. So what you're really trying to do then is send a,
slideshow.
you're really trying to send a movie file. But let me show you how you can do this. Okay, but there's a way around this. If you go to share again, and you go to cloud, okay? iCloud. And we go to new photo screen. The last one we worked on was Parker, okay? So let's say I'm going to, and this takes a while to process in the cloud, so we're not going to be able to actually process. send it to, send it through the cloud, share through the cloud, I'll show you what they're gonna receive, okay? You would put, where it says to, you would put the email address, as many as you'd like, and I would also here check off public website, okay? And then share. Okay, now I'm going to go to my mail program, because I got one and I prepared for you, I believe. You know, this is peculiar. I don't know why it comes through with this guy Mark Thorner's name on it. Okay, here's what the other end receives, okay? And I'm going to go down here. You can also view this as an album on the web. I'm going to open that. And here's what they're going to see. Okay? Now, when I did this before, I had the option of okay. You click on one of the pictures, okay? You can make it a slideshow. Okay? You have a choice of full screen. Okay? So that's pretty much what you want to do. Okay? Or they can download it. Okay? So if they go to download it, it just downloads it right away. Here's the download.
Would they see the same thing on a PC?
I was gonna ask that.
Would they see?
Yes. Yeah. So that answers part of your question.
And George, click on subscribe, because the other way to do that. without-
Well, I'm not, it's for some reason subscribe is not working in this case.
Oh, for that one.
On my phone it's working, but not on these computers. It says, so would you like to share Parker with yes? Join, and then it says an error occurred while joining this photo stream. Now if I do it on my phone, it works fine. But I don't know if you have all those options.
I don't know, it always works for me, so I can't tell you.
So, you're going to be tested next week. You remember?
I also posted that whole thing on the web, on the discussion group last week.
Yeah, Marty did a whole meeting on this, and there's, like he said, it's posted on the website. The Naples Mug website. So I go to photos on my phone. No, I go to mail, I guess. Mail. Try to find that email. Parker. Subscribe. Now what can you read? So therefore, go to the website. That's how I ended up on the website, because it was perfect. It gave you everything you wanted.
George, you're in iPhoto beta on the cloud?
No, you're on iPhoto on your Mac, right?
I don't think I'm on,
But we can't do iPhoto in 8.
say that again?
Yes, you're right, that's right.
We can't do iPhoto in 8. So we have to use the beta to get out of our phone and our iPad. And to go to that iPhoto in the cloud.
Marty, do you understand what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't think that's right. What happened on iOS 8 is they moved us off of iPhoto.
Right.
So if you click iPhoto now on any of your little devices, it gives you an error message that says you have to migrate to Photos. And on those devices, all your pictures are in Photos. On Yosemite, you still have an iPhoto app, right? That's what George is in now on his Mac Pro. So the only difference is I misspoke when I said iPhoto on the iOS device. It's Photos on your iOS device, it's iPhoto on your Mac, and they work the same way.
George, when you're talking about mail from iPhoto, the question of whether you're going to use iPhoto or your mail app, it has been my impression, and I might be wrong, that if I use iPhoto mail, it did not wind up in my sent photos or anything in mail. There was no later way to look at what I had done. Whereas if I go to the regular mail app, then it looks like any mail that I send out.
True.
Okay.
True. Do we need to address the export issue anymore? The export will make you a slideshow as a movie file. And you could attach it if it's small enough to an email. But this is much easier.
George, just a comment on export.
Yeah.
If once you take pictures and you put them into iPhoto, they're not separate items like they are when you look at them in your Finder. You see JPEG 1, JPEG 2, yada yada, right? Once you put them in iPhoto, they're all hidden in that library called iPhoto Library. So the easiest way to get them out, to manipulate them, let's say in Photoshop or in some other sophisticated program, is to export from iPhoto, do your manipulation, and then bring them back into your library when you're done. So
If you
the
can't do
comment
what you
earlier-
want to do in iPhoto.
I'm sorry.
If you can't do what you want to do.
Right.
If you need to go to more,
If you want to move somebody's
Screen.
head to a different picture,
Right.
you can't do that in iPhoto. So you take it out of iPhoto, you just export to a file, maximum size, so you get everything you can, manipulate it, and then add it back to the photo.
and if you want to know a lot about that, you talk to Mr. Kennedy. Would you put your hand up, please? And he will tutor you for a fee.
What's your first name?
What's that? But he's the expert in iPhoto.
Not iPhoto.
I mean, in
Photoshop.
Adobe Photoshop. So he can take, your butt and put it with somebody else's head.
That's not what I do in Photoshop.
I sent him a picture of a friend of mine who was 300 pounds overweight, and he took the weight off. So, I mean, it's amazing what can be done.
Can you do that with people?
He can put Obama in front of those guys in France in his golf cart. Okay.
I would just add to what Marty said, if you take a picture out of iPhoto and manipulate it into Photoshop Elements or some other program and then put it back into Photoshop, iPhoto, just look at the extension or what kind of file it is. Sometimes if you save it from Photoshop Elements or Photoshop, it comes out as a Photoshop file. And if you send that, not everybody will be able to open it. I think Vicki spoke about that a meeting or two
Yeah, you need to
ago.
really send it as a JPEG file for everybody to open.
Well, you have to switch it, you have to save it as a JPEG. If you expect somebody to open it after you, it'll stay in iPhoto as a TIFF or a Photoshop file, but if you want to send it to somebody, you want to send it as a JPEG, generally speaking.
Now, part of what Marty's talking about, and I'll show you this also for a second. One of the preferences here, well, maybe it's not here anymore, or is it here? We used to be able to choose what program we want to edit the picture in. Can we do that anymore in here? Marty? Anybody?
I don't remember, I don't know if it changed.
We used to be able to either choose iPhoto, Elements,
Yeah.
or Photoshop. And then would,
Under advanced.
when we would open the picture to edit, it would go to one of those other programs. I don't think that's an ability anymore,
Is it under
unless it's
advanced?
under advanced. Wait a minute, yeah, here, under advanced, edit photos. So since this machine has, what does, but it's, okay, you can then go in, you hit applications, and then you go into applications, and I can pick, Adobe Bridge or whatever, Photoshop, Elements, Lightroom. So you do have that ability. But that's for those that are
And,
very advanced.
and in that case, you don't have to export it, because when you save it, it will go back in.
Right.
It has been my impression that when I export something from iPhoto, do something with it, import it again, the metadata is gone. Is that, so you don't know the location or the date and time or anything. Is that true with this, if you're going to the editing?
I think it will, the metadata will stay with it.
No, that's not right, George. At
So
least
I'm
not
wrong?
in the latest, not in the latest ones. If you export from iPhoto.
No,
metadata,
export it, you will lose the data, right?
You lose the data.
No, but if you go through the program,
It keeps it.
it keeps it.
It keeps it.
That's what I'm saying.
And if you just drag and drop it, if you take one of those pictures and drag it to your desktop, it doesn't change the metadata. So your dates are the same, location information is still there if it was on the original. So I don't know why that should be.
But I think when you export, you might have the option of keeping the original data with it.
It didn't for me.
I thought I saw that.
If you go to Photoshop and back, Photoshop does give you control over the metadata.
Okay. All right, let's not get
The
too
default, I
complex
think,
here. All right, let's go to Bill. Are we all set here?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Bill, we'd like to see you demo putting together a slideshow. Okay, you have a problem keeping the slides in order.
Right,
Okay.
because I just pulled them out of
So
the
I
camera.
put together a album of Naples, okay. These are all from different cameras, different days. Okay?
Yeah.
And then I put them into this, and I put them in the order I wanted, okay? And I individually brought them over, individually. I didn't just say to the, I made a blank slideshow. In other words, when you go to make the slideshow, I think you have an option. Let's see. Share. Where's my slideshow? Is it? I got you, I think. Where's it down here? No, right here. Share. Or add to. Slideshow. I don't want to add the pictures in there. What I probably did is what I probably did is I might have gone back and deleted them from the slideshow, okay? Then I brought them in one by one how I wanted them exactly, and they stayed that way.
In the sequence you wanted.
Right.
Now then, to put that slideshow,
Now you're gonna, okay, that's the other, let
pop it up on Bluetooth.
me see what I made a note to myself here. slideshow in a manner that slides stay in order, self-numbered. In other words, in any order you want, you can do it in the slideshow. And choosing that slideshow to be Bluetooth, Apple TV. Oh, you want to get it to Apple TV?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what I said is you create the empty slideshow, you drag the slides in the order that you want. Okay. Now now you have to go to iTunes. I'm going to send you write-ups on all this.
Okay.
You go to iTunes.
When you say send you, would that be all of us or just?
What's that?
When you say you're gonna send,
Yeah, I'll send it to everybody. Good point. What am I looking for? iTunes. Good luck. Yeah, I see it.
See what we?
He did say something about that on Monday, didn't he?
Here's iTunes. You have to make, okay, now he wants to take that slideshow and send it to home sharing, okay? Choose, okay, now it says choose photos to share with Apple TV, okay? And you have an option here
To select the album.
of all photos, albums, events, and faces, or you can go through and select it. Through here, select it individually. But you know what?
On the left is album, right? Real nice.
George?
Yeah, this is the album, but the slideshow's not there. But he's got the pictures in the album, but I can't organize them. In the album, you have to organize them in the slideshow. Am I correct?
Why don't you just do it from the desktop?
What?
Why don't you just do it from your desktop? If you're at home on your Mac, you can share directly with your Apple TV. Just click that little button up at the top.
Say what?
Click the little share on your upper toolbar. About midway, you have that little Apple TV thing. Right there. Yep. Click
Right
that.
here?
Yeah. That says Apple TV, right? It doesn't now because you don't have one, but if you were at home,
Right.
it would show an Apple TV. So whatever is on your Mac screen displays on your Apple TV. Why do all that extra work?
Okay, so what you're saying, but if he has iPhoto open, can he get the iPhoto and open that slideshow?
Sure.
Share it.
You open the slideshow.
So anything that he does on his screen will be shown on his
Yes, sir.
television.
Just like from your iPad.
Right.
Can't you, when you open your Apple TV and you go to, if you have all albums, photos, so forth, if you open your Apple TV and you go
This
to,
is a slideshow.
so slideshows won't show.
Won't?
Just, well, I'm saying, that's what I'm asking.
No, they won't show this way. He can show his albums, and he can show his events, and you can show his photos, but you can't show his slideshow this way. But what Marty is saying, if he goes up here, if you have your Apple TV on, you can click on Apple TV, and anything that he does on his computer, anything, will show on the Apple TV.
But at that point, will it sequence into a slideshow?
Well, you've made the slideshow sequence. You're gonna go to your slideshow on your computer.
Oh, after I've done that mirroring.
Right.
Okay.
Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes. Yes.
Was there anything special we had to do to get that box up there? Marty?
I think it's on your, it's a result of your home sharing being on
Okay.
that computer, which
display. There's an option to show that there.
So displays,
And then lower left corner, show mirror.
yeah, show mirror.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
I didn't know that, Jerry.
Okay, great.
So if I uncheck that box, it goes away, okay? Right. So that's a lot easier. I mean, you still have to go through the process of making the slideshow.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you can get your pictures in order. I mean, there's other ways of doing it, but that's the easiest way.
So although when you import a bunch of photos into an event, it bases the order on the original date created. If you move them into a slideshow manually, individually, then it keeps them in the order that you put them into the slideshow.
Yes.
Okay.
And unless you make the sort order something other than time. You can sort by name or by whatever, a bunch of criteria.
Or manual, we can do a manual sort.
Okay.
And if you do a manual sort, it may not change on you.
Well, I'll figure it out.
I think that sort of answered one of your questions. Okay, so we all done with
started on
you?
this project.
Bridget,
Yes,
all right. I downloaded a movie.
all right.
I made a trailer of it. She made a trailer, she downloaded a movie and she wants to make a trailer of it. Now she wants to get in and edit the trailer. Am I right so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna open iMovie. Okay, here's, I'm not gonna go through the whole process because it'll take another hour and a half, but she made a trailer. You have a choice when you make a new, of making a movie or a trailer. And she wanted to make, Bridget wanted to make a trailer. So she went through this process of changing, you can change the names and the dates and the studios and the credits and so forth. And then you get to bring your shots in. This starts off blank, or you see these photos, or these are clips. This starts off blank, and she brought all of her clips in. But now she wants to go in and edit. She wants to change things around a little bit. And the question started by saying you were locked out of doing what you wanted to do. So what you have to do is go back to the movie itself. So I have right here Bridget 2, and this is called the project up here. This is the actual footage that she brought in, the movie. She brought in all of this movie. And as you see these little orange lines here, these were the clips that I took out of the movie and dumped down here. So now what she wants to do is change it. She really needs to convert it to a movie rather than a trailer. But so now that she's got it made, we go down, we go right over here. You know, we go over the project, which is the trailer. We right click or control click, and it says convert trailer to movie. Bridget, you with me?
Yeah.
Here you go. Here it is. It's now a movie. You see all this separate clips. You see the music, and you can do anything you want.
Now, can you put another slide in between those?
Yep.
Like a title? That's what I wanted to do is, Split the clip.
Hmm?
I wanted to split the clip,
You want to split it?
yeah,
So you want to split one of these clips, let's say.
yeah.
Does anybody know who that is?
Joy Bishop.
Who?
Alan
Joy-
King.
Alan King.
Okay.
Split clip.
All right, mine was grayed out, so,
No, because you didn't turn the trailer into a movie. You gotta go up to your, up here,
there. Uh-huh.
right click. Well, now it's grayed out because I did it. Okay? So let's say I wanna go, let's say, I wanna undo that, undo split, undo, convert to project. Okay? So I'll do it over again. Now I go up here, convert trailer to movie, and now you can do anything you want.
What is the purpose of splitting a clip? Explain that, please.
What's that?
What I wanted to do is put a little title in there to explain what was happening next. So I wanted to create another blank slide to put in there and I could type on it. You could put a
I've
title.
got about 3 questions I want to ask here.
At the same time.
At the same time. What I have done with this is I haven't split the clip, I have put a blank, it's been a while since I've done this, is it a text in there, and then put written in what I wanted. So, for example, is it easier to split the clip than it is to do what I just said?
I didn't understand what you
Okay.
said.
You just overlay
What?
text.
Pardon me?
You just overlay text. You put text on
Or
it.
I put text before a clip,
He added a blank slide.
and then I put text into it. So which is the easier way to do it, to split the clip or to do it the way I've been doing it?
Whatever you're more comfortable with.
Okay,
Or how
So-
you want it to look.
splitting the clip is just putting a blank in there that you can put text into.
In other words, I can change, what she wants to do is alter the trailer.
Okay,
So you have to turn it back into a movie project.
Right.
And then you can do anything you want as far as adding text, splitting clips, changing music. I do the same thing. When you're extremely limited to what you can do with these trailers. They come with certain music, they come with so many clips, and so you have to convert it back into a project, a movie project.
right.
And then you can do absolutely anything you want based on your own taste.
Okay, while you're there, I've been fooling around with this, so now I have too many trailers. How do you delete a trailer?
What do you mean you have too many trailers?
I kept doing them over and over again, hoping I could figure out what I was doing.
Right click, move the trash.
Right click, see, that's on that.
Control
Right,
and
magic
Command
pen.
delete always works.
All right, I should be in business again.
Or you can go say, yeah, command point, it's fine.
Command delete.
Thank you very much.
How do you know what right click will do?
You gotta look at it.
I have never used right click.
No. What I do is you hit the control key and the mouse. Okay? Control key and mouse. And it gives you the options. That's the same as right.
Same difference.
Now you can't, on these, also you can just hit on the bottom right-hand corner, and it gives you the same, with 2 fingers. So there's 19 ways to do the same thing. Or you can go up to, edit? I don't know, there's many ways of doing it. So I find the easiest way to usually do it is the two fingers or the control.
Or have a mouse.
Huh?
Or have a mouse.
Or have a mouse. Jerry would have the mouse. Okay.
Used to be the context menu?
That is a context menu.
All right.
At the top of the page is something you skipped, George. See, it was just managed the other day. At the top of that page, you skipped the question. That one. Right on, you just had your finger on it. That's it.
Is this your question?
No, but I'm interested.
You're listening to A Way with Words, the show about language.
Oh, this is Bill's question. Oh, yeah. Bill, Bill thinks that his iPhoto library has disappeared from his actual computer hard drive. So you're finding it's showing up, and there's a program out there called you're using this program right here.
iPhoto Library Manager.
Yeah, iPhoto Manager Library. iPhoto Library Manager.
Right.
And if we open that,
It shows you where you're finding the file.
right.
I was amazed to see that my big file, it was showing was on the external hard drive.
Did you bother to look at every one of those to see if there was a duplicate of it on your hard drive?
The names are all different. I've only got 3 or 4.
So it's not on your hard drive.
I guess not.
So therefore, you don't think you're backing it up to Time Machine or Super Duper?
That's my concern.
Okay.
You could back up the external drive to something.
Right.
No, or you can, all you gotta do is then open up through the Finder, both windows, and drag it, Option drag it. Right, Jerry? Option drag it?
Yeah.
Option drag it.
Don't make a copy.
But
Don't make a
one-
copy.
One other point in Time Machine, there's an option, one of the options is to what not to back up. So make sure your external hard drive is not on that list, and then Time Machine will be backing up the external hard drive.
Okay.
Good point.
Well, if you want to back up the external hard drive.
How did it get there? What, the idea? Why it would be on this?
For some reason, I have, well, did you back it up originally?
I don't know, I slept
You want to see a moment?
Yeah, see, what happens with members of the group, including myself, is we sometimes forget what we did. Like 5 minutes after we leave the room. Okay, so we solved that, I think we solved that question. Is Ed here?
That's me.
Well, that's you.
That's me, yes.
A while back, I switched my iPhone and iPad over to the beta iCloud photo library. I think I have a reasonable understanding of it, but thought I'd try going back to the old way again on the iPhone and turn the beta feature off. So the beta feature is now on.
On the phone, yes.
Okay so far, and when I synced again with the Mac, I imported a whole bunch of old photos back into iPhoto. I recognized that and deleted them to avoid duplicates, and everything seems pretty much okay. But here's the question. Now on the Mac, iPhoto shows me that I have 1,000 photos in my photo screen, and on my phone, I only have a couple hundred. Why would that be? Any ideas? He's got 1,000 photos.
I think I might have an idea.
Okay.
In the iCloud library, all of your photos are stored there. And photos stream is iCloud.
Say that one more time.
In iCloud Photo Library, that's the new option that's been offered.
The beta.
Right. That's all your, Marty can say if I'm wrong, all your photos are stored in the cloud. And that's why your photo stream is showing all those photos. If you turn it off on that device, then you only have the original photos that were on that device that were in photo stream.
Everybody understand what you said?
I kind of understand it, but my photo stream, as I understand it, my photo stream is not stored in my personal iCloud space, but my iCloud.
Doesn't it have to be?
It doesn't count against my total, I don't think.
No, but it's still stored.
It's still, yeah, but it's not, but now, again, on the Mac, I'm looking at my photo stream and the 1,000 plus photos are there, 1,000, and it just stops at 1,000. If I go to the phone, I'm only seeing a couple hundred, and that's really the couple hundred that were originally in the my iCloud photo library, but it never went back to the total
Right.
photo stream. I didn't understand why that would be.
I would suggest you check Joe Kissel's book, because the excerpt that I have from my notes is that iCloud library counts against your storage.
That I understand, yes.
Right. And for some reason, your iCloud library got there, and I don't know if you can reverse that back. But Joe Kissel's book has a big article. I didn't put all of the article in my notes for the presentation, but I'm just looking at the summary, and the summary says it will count, will count against it. As to whether you can reverse it or not, I don't know the answer to that. But that would be the only place I know right now to find out that information. It's relatively new thing.
Yeah, and my final sentence really is there anything else that I screwed up by doing this? I haven't found out yet.
Well, the reason I'm saying that is because when they switched over to the data on the Yosemite and the iOS, what is it called, not data.
Drive. iCloud Drive.
iCloud Drive, you can't go back from that. Once you do it, it's over. So I'm wondering, since this is a similar kind of program, once you do it, I don't know if you can go back from it.
That's kind of what I was wondering.
Yeah, check Joe Kissel's book. I think that will give you the answer.
Okay. What is the name of Joe Kissel's book?
I'll tell you.
Take control of iCloud.
Take Control? Okay.
Right.
Got it.
And there's several versions, so you want the newest version. I think it's a blue cover.
Okay, thank you.
Take control of iCloud. It's on takecontrol.com.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, who had the question on iPhoto deleting?
No, I was just wondering whether to start and edit and sort out photos I don't want using the contact and preview, or just do it within iPhoto once I've imported everything, which I haven't done. I was just going to do a little bit at a time.
I would encourage you to get started. I mean, we don't know when this new software is going to come out.
Okay.
And so you've got a couple months to get some work.
It's already been like
And
2 years, and
I'm 90% sure that
Just
there'll
do
be a
it.
migration, an upgrade from the iPhoto library to the new system.
I think I would do it in iPhoto library.
do it in iPhoto. I'll never know until I try, so I guess I better start trying.
And I'm sure they're gonna have a migration, so I would be shocked if they didn't.
They're telling people at Genius Bar that there'll be an export to Lightroom too, because that Epsure is going to be gone too.
Right.
So if
There is an article already out there
Yeah.
on
And
how
if you
to.
don't like the new program, you can go to Lightroom.
Yeah, I think Lightroom has the ability now to, I think, Bob, am I right? Doesn't it have an import from iPhoto and Aperture?
That was announced about a few weeks ago.
Right,
Yeah.
so that's being dealt with. Because they're assuming, Lightroom is assuming that a lot of people are gonna switch to Lightroom. And a lot of people, I think, have already.
And they are similar in their overall philosophy.
Yeah, I think you can do a trial, can't you, on Lightroom?
Probably yes.
So if you're interested in playing around with Lightroom, you can go to Adobe and there's a trial available, probably a 30-day trial.
Could I ask, what is Lightroom? I've never used it.
Lightroom is an Adobe product,
Okay.
like Adobe, like Photoshop Elements, Lightroom. But I'm sure Apple's gonna probably come out with a phenomenal program that'll try to bridge between the iPhone, iPad, and computer. I just wish they would start leaking out when they thought they were gonna. Ed, are we all set?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So we're okay with the deleting issue?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Brighton. Who had the Brighton issue? Oh, after, okay. Let's go back into, I actually use, does anybody in this room use Final Cut Pro 10? Just out of curiosity. We probably have a class, if we ever taught it, it'd be me and myself. We'd have a large turnout. Wouldn't be cost effective.
No. We have to have 20 students just to cover our costs.
I might have to invite, pay for it. Okay, I want to open iMovie here. Okay. I don't really have any. All right. You convert that over to a, I have to hook an external hard drive on. The answer is yes, you can adjust, there is a adjust for color. That's what you want to do, right?
Right. While you're doing that, could you tell us where iPhoto Library Manager came from?
It's a program you buy.
It's a program you buy, okay.
And you don't buy it through the App Store. You have to buy it through the web. And it's an excellent, Jared, do you still use it? Or
No.
no? Who uses the program?
Okay.
It's an excellent program if you're trying to move things from one library to another. What else do you use it for, Bill?
Just open other libraries.
Right.
Which you can option open now.
You can without it.
Yes.
If you press on option and click on iPhoto, it'll bring up a choice of which library you want to see.
Actually, if you go to our website, there's a video from about 2 years ago on iPhoto Library Manager. And it was done by a fellow that worked for Small Dog Electronics, which is a company out of Vermont that sells Apple products and does sends out great newsletters, and they do one-on-ones and so forth, but it's a private business. And one of their people spoke to us about iPhoto Library. As a matter of fact, it's had many, many hits. So, and it's still around, so it must be All right, you guys leaving?
Sorry.
Don't like the program? Okay. Yeah, we really have to get out of here. But anyway, after, if you go down into here, let's see here, where is it? Oh, up in here. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll send you all the information on it. Okay? But it can be done in iMovie.
Good, thank you.
You can make the adjustments. I just don't use iMovie that much, but I know it can be done. I don't want to tie everybody up. All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.